I started the coach training, I didn't see that they would come together. I kept them quite separate. In fact, I kept all aspects of my professional life very separate. So when I did coaching, it wasn't with the intention of joining it together into mediumship and the training of mediumship. It was to have another facet and another skill. I'd studied at Edinburgh Uni the counselling and psychotherapy, and I realised that that wasn't where I wanted my vocation to be. I wasn't sure about the going back and the delving into and the staying there. I found that as I began to work with people, the part that was missing was the looking forward, the planning, the aspect of gaining confidence to be able to make decisions and to feel empowered and stand by those decisions. It was after I began to study the transformational coaching diploma that I saw similarities in the way that I was within my mediumship and the way that my natural coaching skills were beginning to develop. Because much like mediumship, coaching skills have to be unique to the person.
When I experienced transformational coaching for the very first time, I was absolutely amazed of what it helped me achieve, what it helped me understand that was going on in my life at that time, and really helped me to get through those moments, because it helped me resonate to what I was feeling, to what I was going through, and it created a reality where I was able to dwell to find those answers that were very much needed at that time. And it fascinated me so much that I wanted to understand it that little bit more. So I embarked on a accreditation within transformational coaching, and wow, the really, really powerful questions that I learned to ask, not just myself, but clients as well, was incredible. I saw it transform lives and helped other people find their answers. Well, I was already working as a medium at the time, and it helped me dig into the evidence even more. It made me go into that emotional place and really understand what was taking place, what emanations I was feeling, and it helped deepen my evidence.
And I realised that in the mediumship, as I began to ask coaching questions within myself to the communicator, the mediumship began to grow. So I would be asking within my soul, how does that feel? Tell me more about that. Show me more. What do you mean by that? How does that feel when you look back at that? And by me asking silently within my soul those questions to the person in spirit, I found that my mind opened, my soul opened to the possibilities, and I was able to interact on that soulful level because a communicator felt listened to, they felt understood. It felt like they felt seen. I wasn't treating them as a list of information or a series of dots and facts and figures. I was actually interacting with them and genuinely interested.
It wasn't no longer just evidence that I was giving, it was evidence I was fully understanding. It helped me to challenge what I had. It gave me a support system as well, where I felt I could stay and I was allowed to stay in that emanation and explore what was happening to me when I was working as the medium, when I was deep in that communication. It allowed me to activate a spiritual reality, living through the emotional states of being and the physical reactions within my being, and also how it moved and motivated and inspired my mind in those communications. So it helped me create a different world within my mediumship. It helped me understand the communicator at a greater depth, and it also took me deeper into the essence of the communicator, where I began to lose myself, where I began to become that person communicating.
A developing medium, by gaining coaching skills, will gain the understanding of how to listen to people in the physical world, but also listen at that deeper level. They'll gain the ability to be present and hold the space. They'll gain the ability to sit within the silences and allow the silences to do the heavy lifting. They'll gain the ability to trust their understanding of people. They'll also gain the ability to communicate within the soul by challenging the questions within the soul, by being curious about the answers, by exploring what the communicator wishes to bring. If we have the right curious question to ask, it will naturally bring the correct answer. And that's sometimes all the communicator needs, is for us to be looking on the right track for them and staying on track.
And it helped me move those things that get in the way, such as my mind going to that place that wants to work everything out, that wanted to analyze, that wanted to allow it to make sense to me at a greater level. And that's what the mind does in everyday life. Your employer wants you to do things in a particular way. You're expected to do things in a particular way, and you're programmed by life to do things in a particular way. Well, that coaching skill helped me to transport my mind away from that instead of going to the mind all the time and trying to work things out. It moved me to a deeper place within that allowed my mediumship to flourish, to come to fruition, to help me reach that potential I have, and still helps me reach the potential that I've got to meet. And it's incredibly insightful, because no longer is it just evidence, is it just facts? It's somebody's life story. It is somebody's life that I am living and experiencing and understanding and being able to present. So for me, it's moved mediumship from a practicality to an experience that I can marinate in and to really understand and to really gain empathy of what that communicator's bringing, to why they're bringing it, and why it's so important to the recipient to hear it.
They want their message to be out there. Coaching skills actually adds a huge facet to mediumship. And it's not until we gain that understanding of what coaching provides that we see how synchronistic and how well aligned the two go together.
I believe that transformational coaching, or spiritual coaching as we call it now, is something that moves mediumship to a whole new level. Every person that I've known over the last few years that experienced this and has taken a deeper delve into it has remarked that it's changed them so much, not just as a medium, but as a person as well. And not just themselves, they've commented on how it's changed their immediate family, their partners, their children, because it gives them an understanding of what's really taking place. It's helped them really listen to a deeper level.
If a medium has coaching skills, they're able to stay within the feeling place. And we know that's where mediumship and psychic happens. When we gain the ability to be fully present for somebody, to listen at that really deep level, we take our mind out of it, because at that top level, we're busy thinking about what are they going to say next, how will I answer, and we're busy being engaged in the facts and figures. But the coaching skills allows us as individuals to hold a space that's profound
even now when we work with the spirit world, we're not just hearing their words, we're also getting what they're meaning and the words that are unspoken within those emotions and emanations and feelings that we experience. It gives you a far greater depth of understanding, and also it has a deeper effect upon you because you're reflecting on their evidence, but how it relates to you as a person and in your life as well. So for me, transformational coaching is something that's been missing from mediumship, I do believe, for a long, long time. There's an understanding today that a lot of personal development goes on within spiritual development, and that is correct. But I believe the missing key that really links personal development and the mediumship together is that transformational coaching side of things, those really powerful insights and understandings that we don't normally look for.
Mediums into the feelings that clairsentience place. Combine that with the ability to hold space for both the communicator and the sitter. It's far easier to be the facilitator for that communication because you're naturally holding a still spiritual space for something very spiritual to happen in.
For me, transformational coaching has changed me as a whole person, not just as a medium, a whole person. And I feel greater and richer for it. And I believe the spirit world has gained a better servant through that transition of working through those coaching exercises to elevate the mind and build a curiosity within the mind and a powerful understanding to challenge everything that I feel. So when we are teaching mediumship, we're bringing this to all our students. We're bringing this to everybody that we meet. And some of the feedback we've got just recently from being in Australia and New Zealand, that it's been life-changing for them.